welcome once again the NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. Will this be the final game of the NBA season, or will we get a Game 7? Right now, let's get tonight's starting lineups, which are brought to you by Ford. We send it to Pacers public address announcer Troy Pepper.
Now let's meet the starters for tonight's Game 6. First, the Western Conference champion, Oklahoma City Thunder. 6'5" from Santa Clara, wearing number 8, Jalen Williams. .714" from Gonzaga, wearing number 7, Chet Holmgren. A 7-foot center from Germany, wearing number 55, Isaiah Hartenstein. A 6'4" guard from Arizona State, number 5, Lou Dort. A 6'6" guard from Kentucky, number 2, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The head coach for the Thunder is Mark Daigneault, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, fans, let's meet your Pacers. Indeed.
First time in 25 years, we're going to the NBA Finals. Halliburton backs up and unloads. Oh, that did not happen! And Turner made him eat a 3. Blocked by Turner. Halliburton lobs it to Toppin, rising above the floor. Number 3. They're trying to look out for the knockout here. Blocked from behind after it. Shoot committed.
Spins against Williams, layup, it's good.
As he spun into the lane and spun it home. Halliburton, he'll slam it with the right hand.
He's to finish that. What a play.
Wow. Toppin thundering it down. Long shot, Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton is gone now.
I know y'all never stop believing either. I know y'all never stop believing.
Halliburton, jump shot. It's good. It's good.
We don't quit, man. We don't quit in this city, baby.
Let's meet tonight's starter for the Eastern Conference champions, your Indiana Pacers. A 6'8" forward from Cameroon, wearing number 43, Pascal Siakam. A 6'6" forward from Vanderbilt, wearing number 23, Aaron Nesmith. A 6'11" center from Texas, wearing number 33, Miles Turner.
Diamonds in my niggas, fuck like inside my lemonade till it look like a
A 6'4" guard from Gonzaga, wearing number 2, Andrew and a 6'5" guard from Iowa State, wearing Tyrese Halliburton. The head coach for your Pacers is Rick Carlisle. Your Indiana Pacers.
I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be, and trying to take my life away.
Well, it has been such a compelling series so far through the first 5 games. The usual roller coaster ride in a playoff series as we get set for Game 6. In Game 1, the Pacers stunning the Thunder on the road. Tyrese Halliburton with an iconic playoff shot. Game 2, the bench for OKC comes back and ties things up. Game 3, another fantastic bench performance. Mathurin has 27, and the Pacers score up 2-1. And then right now, what has been the pivotal game in the series, Game 4, OKC comes from behind on the road. SGA with clutch bucket after clutch bucket. Meanwhile, Game 5, Jalen Williams with a 40-piece. And here we are, 3 games to 2. Of course, again, essential #1 topic for Indiana is Tyrese Haliburton. He knows with this strained calf, he's playing with a risk. With more, we check in once again with Lisa.
Yeah, Mike, we asked Tyrese what those risks are, and he said to us it happened in the finals a few years ago. He was, of course, referring to the Achilles injury suffered by Kevin Durant in 2019. Durant had also been trying to play through a calf strain, so Haliburton knows what could happen. He said he's had a lot of honest conversations with a lot of people about it, but said if he didn't at least give it a chance, it would be a decision he'd regret for the rest of his life, Mike.
All right, Lisa, and a decision for Haliburton and his staff. If he's not doing well, he's got to say, I'm not ready tonight.
The not doing well part, I understand. When it comes to the risk, players wait their entire lives to be in this moment. I waited 15 years to be in this moment. He is going to be on that court no matter what, and I truly respect it.
And we've seen so many times adrenaline takes over. And sometimes, not that you forget about the injury, but you've got a lot of other things on your mind as they try and keep their season alive. It has been a magnificent season for these Indiana Pacers. They do not want it to end on their home floor in front of these great fans tonight. And Doris, it'll be so fascinating to see the mental side for OKC, how they handle knowing that they've got a Game 7, or they have the killer instinct tonight.
So Mark Daigneault has spent the last couple of days saying to his guys, you can't be thinking about 7. You can't be thinking we're on the brink of a championship, and don't worry about your family. Indiana's thinking one thing. We want to survive till Sunday. We've got to be thinking, let's focus and execute. That's a good start.
Hartenstein focusing on the offensive rebound after a nice block from Turner. Nembhard goes right at SGA. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunder. Oh, Turner has been one of the best shot blockers in these playoffs. Starts off well. They'll need a game from him. He's such a barometer for this Pacer team if he plays well. Now we've got a whistle off the ball. And before the ball was inbounded, I believe it's going to be Isaiah Hartenstein. So it's going to be one shot and away from the play foul right away. We had a few of those in Game 4.
It looks like a line of scrimmage.
Yeah. It sure does. So it's one free throw and then possession. And Haliburton, even when he came out for warm-ups, there was such a roar. Fans certainly aware.
Well, we saw it last year with Porzingis coming back. The juice, the boost that the crowd got just from a player attempting to go out there and help his team.
Miles Turner can't get it to fall, and Holmgren the rebound.
I like that Tyrese got that first free throw. Let him get something in the bucket. Let him see it go in. Maybe he can help him get a rhythm early.
Pacers force a turnover. Haliburton, plenty of time. His three-pointer, that won't go. He has struggled shooting from 3. Even before the injuries, missed his last 11 in these finals. Jalen Williams coming off that absolute jewel of a game with 40 points in Game 5. Last several games, he's been superb. Good boxing out that time from Nesmith. Siakam. One-on-one, spins, kicks it out. Turner, corner 3. And the ball goes out of bounds. And a new 24. Nope, they're going to make it 14 on the shot clock, but Pacer ball again.
They don't get anything out of that possession. But I have loved it when the Pacers have started the basketball game going directly to Siakam to get him established.
Nesmith runs to the corner and misses off to a slow start. Missed their first 4 shots, including 3 three-pointers. SGA and Nembhard, they have battled every single game. Nembhard doing his very best and comes up with a steal. Haliburton. He likes the mismatch on Hartenstein. But Hartenstein plays it well. Now gets inside the floater. Can't get it. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Pacers.
But I like seeing Tyrese get to that floater. It's that in-between game. Yes, he's struggling from 3, but he's more than just a 3-point shooter. It's hard to get all the way to the paint against this team, but that mid-range is available.
Holmgren, guarded by Siakam. Siakam has shown his defensive prowess in these finals, but Holmgren what a move from a 7-footer.
Come on, Mike. How good is that? Siakam is a brilliant defensive player. Holmgren is just, he is so dynamic.
Turner goes right at Holmgren, gets inside, and Holmgren will pick up his foul. Good aggressive move from Miles Turner.
And we're watching Chet Holmgren versus, like you said, an elite defender. But one thing he has is that size and that length at 7 feet. Pascal's doing everything he can. Sometimes you're just bigger, taller, more athletic.
That's a left-hand finger roll off a spin move by my 7-foot guy, who's still so young, who missed 39 games this season, who's really played very little NBA basketball. Pascal was described to us by Mark Daigneault as a ball defender, and he just got taken to the cup by Holmgren. That is so
See his confidence growing with every series, with every game. He's had some ups and downs in the playoffs, but lately, right on the mark as Williams tries on Neesmith, tries again, left-handed, and banks it home. That lethal left from Jalen Williams time and time again. Halliburton down the lane. Hartenstein holds off Turner. Williams attacked the basket all game long in game 5. Nice defense that time from Neesmith, knocks it out.
But it's just a lab work. Look, this is a pick and roll. They're trying to go at Tyrese Halliburton. They're trying to get him in the pick and roll. He shows, but that puts Neesmith in a little bit of a deficit, allows for J-Dub to find that lane.
Oh, spin move and a slam. Jalen Williams again gets to the rim. Rick Carlisle does not like that. And a quick timeout for the Pacers.
Hartenstein flips the screen. But Jalen Williams, he's just reading the defense. He's anticipating Neesmith going to smack into his spins off. A couple of downhill drives. We talked about it in the open. He is unguardable going to the cup right now. Look out.
And it's all about how he's moving. I'd like to see this. He's backpedaling with speed. That means strength. Yes, he has struggled from the left side of the floor. Hasn't hit a jumper there. But you see, Hartenstein is sitting on that right hand, forcing him to go left to force him into that floater. He just looks a little bit more uncomfortable there. But right now, as far as I can see, he's getting past defenders. He looks good so far.
Well, apparently we're told there are over 800,000 cows in the state of Indiana, but the most scrutinized calf in the entire state belongs to Halliburton, and so far so good. Nembhard gets inside, kicks it back out. Neesmith, three-pointer. And they still are without a field goal. Pacers, though, have had a number of slow starts. They've trailed after the first quarter in 4 of the first 5 games. Holmgren against Neesmith. Again, Holmgren, nice footwork.
Yeah, but that's Hartenstein recognizing where the mismatch was, and he actually points at Chet like, come to me, I'm going to find you.
Hartenstein, an excellent playmaker for a big man. Nembhard up top. Down low, knocked away by SGA. Turner gets it back. He's surrounded, blocked by Hartenstein. Picked up by Siakam. Jump shot is good. And Siakam gives them their first field goal. They were 0 for 8 to start. What a playoff performance. And here in the finals as well for Pascal Siakam. Holmgren. Williams with 8 to shoot. Williams lost the dribble, gets it back. Shot clock winding down, has to hoist up a three-pointer. Long rebound to Siakam. Siakam on the attack, count it, and a foul. Back-to-back buckets and a chance for a three-point play.
So working late in the shot clock, that short shot is almost a fast break starter for Indiana. And then just Pascal Siakam, the focus, the eyes, paying attention to the very last second. Watch his eyes. His eyes still staying up there, paying attention, trying to see that ball go through. But again, a bad shot from OKC late in the shot clock. That's a fast break starter. It's almost like a turnover.
Siakam, 28 points in the last game. Did have 6 turnovers, and that's rare for him. He's their leading scorer and their leading rebounder, regular season and playoffs, and cuts the deficit to 3. SGA, the crossover, gets inside. Layup, missed it. He thought it should have been a goaltend as Halliburton comes up the floor. Nembhard, corner 3.
So all of a sudden, Indiana playing off misses, getting to their pace.
And Gilgeous-Alexander loads that left hand as well. Stops an 8-0 run. Pacers missed their first 8. They've hit 3 in a row. Caruso's in the game for OKC. Nembhard gets past Dort. Finds Nesmith. Halliburton. Good ball movement. Nembhard sidestep, tries another 3. Knocks down another.
And I love it that Nembhard, if you don't know if Tyrese is going to have it, if I'm Nembhard, I'm going to be aggressive early. Just to get my rhythm, just in case. You have to prepare yourself.
Holmgren goes right at Turner. Excellent defense by the Pacer big man and a travel. That's already 3 turnovers for OKC.
The ball and bodies were moving, and this is the Pacers at their absolute best. When that ball is humming and passes are being made, they're dangerous. Nice drive.
And Nembhard dangerous. He's hit 3 straight shots, 8 quick points. And the Pacers with a 3-point advantage. Gilgeous-Alexander, well defended again. Shot clock down to 6. Double team. Dort. Williams fakes. Williams drives, barrels in. Blocking foul. It appeared Nesmith was moving when Williams got up in the air. Very close, though.
They're playing off a post by Shea, so the floor naturally tilts. It's pretty late in the clock, so this closeout starts with just a couple of seconds left, and he is trying to slide his left hip by. So much of this is the angle at which you see it. He doesn't take it square on the chest. This one's closer than I thought it was.
It just seemed like there was a little move to the right as Williams was already up. First foul on Nesmith. Get an inside look at the NBA Finals on the NBA original Chasing History. Watch new episodes for exclusive access into the drama. Biggest moments of each game. Watch Chasing History today in the NBA app. Watch those. They are fantastic recaps of each game. Well, there's Williams' numbers again. He scores 40 on just 25 field goals in just 35 minutes.
What's most impressive is that his numbers have gone up on the scoring side every single game.
Second free throw, no good. T.J. McConnell, Obi Toppin have come on. Ben Shepherd as well. With the bench for both teams have had huge games. Toppin fires away and hits the 3. All of a sudden, they're red hot. They missed their first 4 threes. They knocked down the last 3.
OKC defense has not looked like it's had the same intensity.
Almost deflected. Hartenstein, his floater's up and good. Have not seen that shot very much here in the finals. Such a weapon for him during the course of the year. McConnell searching. Halliburton. Wiggins guarding in. Step back 3-pointer. And Jalen Williams hauls it in. T.J. McConnell forces another turnover. Bad pass. Toppin tries. Toppin hits.
So
a 6-point lead.
Almost inexcusable. As soon as TJ comes in the floor, you know your inbounds passes have got to be sharper and crisper.
It's a 14-point turnaround. Pass deflected, last touch by Halliburton. He's trying to say it was Caruso.
TJ McConnell is one of the best in the league at this. He's always opportunistic, pushing up in pressure, kind of hangs around, sometimes will try to hide behind a player, and it leads to 3 points. Like, that's a lack of attention to detail.
He has had such a huge impact. Jalen Williams finds some room and banks it home, and Williams already with 7 points. McConnell once again pushing the pace. There is no warm-up to him when he comes off the bench. Toppin back to the rim, Turner goes high for the rebound. Halliburton's going to try. Finally gets one to go. Tyrese Halliburton from downtown. Timeout, Thunder.
The Indiana Pacers are fighting for their lives, but they are giving the effort. And to see your superstar come out and battle and knock down a three, that's a big energy boost.
Point turnaround. Pacers fell behind by 8 as they missed their first 8 shots. Oh, what a turnaround, 8 of 10, including now they've hit 5 3-pointers here in the first, and there's still 4:15 remaining. Another big number, turnovers. Pacers have not turned it over one time. OKC has 4.
OKC's defense is very reactive. They're not making the Pacers react to them.
Wiggins lines it up, can't get it to fall. Cason Wallace in for the first time. Connell already with a couple of assists, gets inside and draws a foul. The consistent spark he brings off the bench, it inspires his team.
No, it does. He's one of those guys you hate to play against. You love to have him on your team. But you have to be aware he can't come in and get one of those inbound steals. You can't come in and just get downhill. You have to be aware of what TJ McConnell does.
He was telling us yesterday that when he's on the bench ready to come in and he misses the first free throw, he watches the tempo of the game. And when he comes in, the tempo goes higher.
Just watch how quickly he gets north to south. He's not messing around. And they play a different basketball game when he's on the floor. With Halliburton, it's more pass and cut and move. With TJ, it's more, hey, I'm going to the cup and I'm going to the cup now.
But Mark Daigneault said he has a higher usage rate. When he's in the game, the ball's in his hand, he's the playmaker, where Tyrese gets more hockey assist and makes the offense move.
Cason Wallace, nice fake, gets rid of Nembhard, puts up the 3, can't get it to fall. Turner, a one-handed snatch of the rebound. Thunder 0 for 4 from 3. They go inside to Toppin, broken up, but a whistle and a foul. Wiggins hit Toppin.
A lot of fouls in the first quarter for Oklahoma City.
This is not one of their classic defensive starts. That's the foul, so in the penalty. And Obi Toppin. An excellent finals. Upcoming national TV schedule. If the Pacers win, Game 7 Sunday in Oklahoma City. Tip-off shortly after 8 Eastern. ABC, ESPN next Wednesday. The 2025 NBA Draft presented by State Farm. The first round, second round is on ESPN on Thursday. As Turner sits down. Siakam comes back in. Halliburton played the first 8 minutes, 1 of 5 from the field, had an assist. It looked like he was moving well. Gilgeous-Alexander's taken just 2 shots early on. Wallace. SGA gets inside, in the paint, can't get it to fall. Siakam has Caruso on him. Kicks it out to Shepherd. Shepherd, open 3. And Hartenstein comes in the rebound, and a loose ball foul is going to be called against McConnell. Just got in the wrong place, wrong time there. That's his first. Holmgren back in for the Thunder. Hartenstein sits down.
What a luxury to have Alex Caruso, who does his work early enough in the post that catch by Siakam is further out.
What a luxury, Doris, for both teams. You look, the 2 deepest teams in the league are the only 2 teams that are still playing.
And I think by design, Mike, Sam Presti has talked at length about in the modern NBA, he believes depth is indispensable.
Gilgeous-Alexander double team, difficult shot, well defended again. Obi Toppin the rebound. Nembhard. Dangerous pass, but Siakam able to get it. Shot clock down to 8. Pascal Siakam inside the arc, can't get it. Caruso the rebound, looks to push. Wiggins walks into a 3, got it. A modern NBA on that.
They needed that shot too. That actually is a big shot to slow the Pacers down by Wiggins.
And it's their first three-pointer. Nembhard gets away from Wiggins, kicks it out in the corner. Toppin tries another 3. As we hit the 2-minute mark. Remember, the Thunder just 5-4 on the road in these playoffs. They did lose their last game 6 in Denver in the second round. Gilgeous-Alexander can't connect. He's 1 for 5. Siakam drives inside, contact, free throws coming up.
This is free throw 9 and 10 in the first quarter for Indiana.
And only 2 for OKC. Payson Wallace picks up his second foul. So the Pacers playing with the desperation that you expected, facing elimination. First time they've lost back-to-back games. First time they've trailed in a series. The NBA family commemorates Juneteenth by honoring the history and heritage of the black community. Today and every day we honor the values, freedom, family, and tradition. With 1:42 remaining here in the opening quarter, Pacers defense has been exceptional. Only 20 points for OKC and 4 turnovers.
Again, final 2 minutes. Pacers have played with a lot of energy. You would love to go into the second quarter. You want to maintain this the final 2 minutes.
Wiggins off the bounce, deflected by Nembhard. The Pacer defense all season long just got better and better. Caruso. Alexander goes into Nembhard and knocks down the shot. Nembhard wanted an offensive foul. Mathurin. O'Connell again. Nice hesitation. Gets inside. Reverse can't get it. Holmgren right there to perhaps alter that shot a bit.
He is audacious, right? TJ's not shy.
SGA goes at Siakam and throws it away. 5 turnovers. Mathurin open floor to Toppin off the glass. Ball batted around. Still tipped, and Caruso tips it right to Wiggins.
Jay's got to settle in.
He's triple teamed and draws the foul on the shot. Brown does not like the call. He will shoot his first free throws of the night.
And when I say settle in, he's taken some uncharacteristic. We know the MVP and how that arm in there. Now he's got you, but you can see he's trying.
So they called a foul on Siakam. They could have called it on Toppin as well. First foul on Siakam. And Gilgeous-Alexander misses a free throw.
So Nembhard asking for a foul here. He takes it square in the chest, gets pushed back. I mean, I think that could have been offensive.
It could have been offensive, but the referees are allowing it to play. Now, that arm is always going to be there. It's whether or not the push-off is there.
1 of 2 from the line. We've said this about the Pacers a number of times during this series, but the Thunder almost fortunate to be only down 5 with that flourish that Indiana had. Toppin, nice fake. Surrounding, tries a layup right there. Dort and Wiggins. Shot clock turned off. No fouls to give. Mathurin guarding SGA. 6 seconds. Splits the defense. Gets into the paint. Sidestep. Banker got it with 1.9 remaining. A methodical, perfect move. Mathurin from half court heaves it up. And that will end the first. The NBA MVP with what he's been doing all season, Doris.
A little bit of a slow start. Got out of the gates 1 for 5. You can tell he's trying to attack, maybe get his group comfortable. This is as good as it gets. How about that Euro to the left-hand side of the bucket?
It's time for tonight's Access, brought to you by Visible. Jalen, you guys got off to a good start, and then they went on a little bit of a run. What did you like about the way you guys closed out that first quarter, though?
Got to stick with it. That's basketball. We did a good job buckling down, keeping them to one shot. They're a good team. They're going to make runs, and so are we.
When you know that their star isn't 100%, how do you exploit that?
First off, he's a good player, and he leads them well. Whether or not he's 100% or not, he's on the floor, so we got to treat him that way, and that's the first part of it. And then the other part is nobody's 100%, so we got to come down to the other end and play just our brand of basketball, not worry about what they got going on.
All right, thank you, Jalen.
All right, Lisa, and that's an interesting question in terms of what you do as McConnell gets inside and banks it home if you know an opponent has got a problem.
Well, you do want to attack him, but look, Tyrese Halliburton, when you look at the defense of the Pacers, you're going to want to attack him and make him work. And then you want to see how healthy it is. But I always think it's a little bit of fool's gold as you see an offensive foul on Shea.
Gilgeous-Alexander, his first personal.
And again, we talked about TJ McConnell. The one thing about him is that he's not going to generate a crowd because he's a playmaker, so everyone stays at home when he starts to drive. So a lot of times he's playing one-on-one.
When he's on the court, he's in charge. Gets into the paint again, pulls up, jump shot, got it again. McConnell, 4 points, couple of assists off the bench. Gilgeous-Alexander trying to find his rhythm. Kenrich Williams launches a three. Long rebound, Mathurin. Mathurin lost it, but got it back. Oh, they're going to say a double dribble. It looked like it was deflected. Zach Zarba's going to check with his fellow official, Tony Brothers.
It was deflected.
Yep.
J-Dub hits it from the back.
Good teamwork. Tony Brothers comes in. Zach Zarba changes the call. The third official, David Guthrie, 3 of the very best. Rick Carlisle, he's had a lot of great coaching years. This is one of his best, what he has done with this team. Of course, won the championship with Dallas. Hard to top that. He wants to win another one here in Indiana. Siakam. Nembhard, 8 points. But all 3 of his shots early. Mathurin. Turner, no hesitation, can't get it to fall. Rebound tipped and taken by Mathurin. McConnell kept that alive. Right back to Turner. The spin move. Williams sticks with him. Double team. And he was out of bounds on the spin. That's their first turnover. Thunder have 6.
Well, considering that turnovers have been such a story for them in the first quarter, they've done an outstanding job. They've been playing under control with the right amount of pace.
SGA at the elbow, loves that spot. Oh, beautiful fake jump shot, got it.
I love that placement of him, Mike. It's free throw line and down. It's right in his sweet spot.
He's got their last 9 points. Turner's been very aggressive, sweeping hook, can't get it to fall. Last touch by Mathurin.
First of all, you let somebody else do the ball handling. So then Shea is playing on the catch. He's ISO'd one-on-one and just lifts that defender with that nice shot fake.
Williams a hesitation, nice fake again, layup is good. And Rick Carlisle quickly calls timeout. And the Thunder are back within 1.
And J-Dub working that baseline, the baseline bandit. Here he takes it, shows it to him, gives him the old Hakeem. Oh, now you see, now you don't.
Welcome back. NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. Well, they love their pro basketball here in Indiana, and not just the NBA Pacers, the ABA Pacers. 3 championships in 70, 72, and 73. They made the finals 5 times in 9 years of the NBA. Slick Leonard coached all 3 championship teams. Players like Roger Brown, Mel Daniels, George McGinnis, Darnell Hillman, Freddie Lewis. They're as beloved in this town as the current NBA players. Such great players, such great teams in the history of the ABA.
No, I grew up watching and hearing stories about the ABA. You would watch the documentaries on the team. George Gervin, Dr. J. That was such a big moment.
Tyrese Halliburton back in, played the first 8 minutes. Rick Carlisle said the one change they might, he'll play shorter stints. As TJ McConnell gets into the paint, Kenrich Williams chasing him. Now pull-up jump shot is good.
Wow. Kendrick Williams had to play basically 24 seconds of defense, had to switch. That's just TJ at his mid-range best.
Tony Bradley getting minutes again for the second straight game after missing a while. And Jalen Williams draws the foul. And if that's on Siakam, that'll be his second.
Kenrich initially had Pascal, prevented the dribble drive there, does a decent job staying down and in front. It's just TJ the quick shot. And then the other end, too much body up top for the officials' liking there.
Not a lot there, though. Williams hits the first. Time to try it free throws with YouTube TV. Scan the QR code to unlock your 10-day free trial and get your favorite sports and live TV in one app. Well, the last 3 games, 26 points, 27 points, and 40 for Jalen Williams. Already with 11 points here in Game 6. A comparison you made weeks ago. He's like Scottie Pippen.
Well, yeah, you have Michael Jordan. You've already seen the numbers with Shea averaging 30 points a game, multiple seasons, 50%. But Michael Jordan also had Scottie Pippen, that person that would fill in the blanks everywhere else around him.
McConnell throws it into Bradley. Shot clock winding down. Neesmith launches one up. Terrific defense that time. And it'll go down the other way.
The defense of Oklahoma City starting to sink their teeth into the game a little bit.
There was a couple of times during the playoffs after losses, the first thing you heard them say was, we didn't have our defensive pop. They didn't seem to have that pop to start the game.
No, they haven't been. Also, when you
lost it. Last touched by OKC. 7 turnovers to 1, and it's the Pacers, the team with 1. McConnell saw Wallace turn his head and knocks down another jumper. TJ tenacity here in the first half. He's already got 8 points. Jalen Williams to Casey Wallace. Wallace stripped and stolen. McConnell in the front court. Halliburton. Step back, 3-pointer. It's good. His second 3-pointer of the game. And the lead back up to 6. Caruso just shoved Neesmith away right in front of Tony Brothers. I'm sure he's telling him what happened prior to that, but it's a foul on Caruso.
Again, just a little bumping, but it's always the second guy gets caught. And Caruso's got to be smart. See, that's a little shove, and I respect that. A little hello, and then Tyrese Halliburton. He has struggled, especially on the left side of the floor. He says he was aware, not aware, but ultimately he was ready. And then TJ McConnell, you see, he's not having to play in a crowd. He's able to play in space.
He didn't just struggle on the left side. He didn't have a basket on the left side in the first 5 games. Crazy. McConnell, once again, across the lane, pull-off jump shot. Does not get the roll. Bradley, rebound, back up and in. And another timeout from OKC.
Second stint in this game that you've seen Tyrese and TJ play together. You haven't had that look a ton this year, but Mr. Bradley doing some work on the boards. Put it up soft enough, give your big a chance.
Well, Indiana wins. Join us Sunday night. The signing Game 7 for a championship here in the NBA Finals. Tip-off a little earliest. A little after 8 Eastern on ABC, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. How about TJ McConnell, Richard?
Oh, TJ McConnell doing what he does. Backcourt steals. You see he's able to play one-on-one because you don't want to have to help. You're having to guard him in that with so much space. He has scored or assisted on 17 points already in this game. Just another huge performance by TJ off the bench.
And look at those bench points. McConnell's the second oldest player on the team. He's 33. And he plays with the energy of a rookie. SGA. Backing in against Nembhard. They're matching minutes all series long. Holmgren can't hit the three. Jalen Williams tried to grab it. Who comes out of the pack? Who else? Pacers lead back up to 8. McConnell doubled. The ball movement for the Pacers, so impressive. Nembhard tied up. And it'll go the other way, a traveling violation.
So Chet Holmgren is pushed into him by SGA. SGA's like, get out there and make a switch. You see that left pivot come off the floor, and that's why the call. And the non-SGA minutes, he's gotten early rest tonight, have not been good. Let's see, he's back on the floor. Do they shrink this lead a little bit?
Goes right at Nembhard, double team. McConnell comes up with a steal. Nembhard the ball. McConnell pushes, top and drives. McConnell offensive rebound, picks it back out. One hustle play after another. Nembhard three-pointer. Ball batted around, and Wiggins will bring it up. Approaching the midway point, second quarter. Bad pass, but SGA saw it happening and recovered. Holmgren down the lane. Shot won't go. Hartenstein had it. McConnell takes it away. Nembhard the drive. Pass inside. Layup won't go, but a foul. And more free throws with 5:48 remaining in the second.
This guy is ridiculous. He took a rebound and a loose ball away from Hartenstein. The other end, he out-rebounded Hartenstein, and now he's going to take a loose ball that Hartenstein touched first. Are you kidding me? Watch this, folks. This is a center versus TJ, and he times it better, and he gets his team another possession. Absolutely incredible.
Oldest guy on the floor and the smallest guy on the floor, and that's who comes out of the pack. Got a huge ovation as he goes to sit down. And Bradley knocks down the first free throw. Foul on Holmgren, his second.
And this is normally what the OKC Thunder do. When you turn your back, they have defenders coming from every angle. But here, TJ so selective with when he's going to give that help. SGA makes a mistake turning his back.
It's a busy 11 minutes he just played off the bench. Bradley misses the second. Ball batted out of bounds. Last touch by Bradley.
And I know we talk about the final 2-3 minutes, but this last 5 minutes going into halftime, Indiana has to maintain this pace.
Good ball denial from Nembhard. Hartenstein throws it up. Holmgren misses it. There comes Toppin the other way. You rarely see that from Holmgren. Nesmith the three, puts it in. This is the largest lead of the finals for the Pacers. Gilgeous-Alexander. Falling away, shot short, but a whistle on the shot by SGA, so he's going to go back to the line.
Sometimes when you're just out of rhythm, you're just out of rhythm. This is normally easy money. Doesn't catch it clean. And then on the other end, Nesmith, if you're just too late, there's just no chance. He has been more aggressive and picking his spots when he's open to knock down shots.
12 points now for Gilgeous-Alexander. Isaiah Joe coming in.
That's Shea attacking Obi Toppin, who gets him initially with some contact. I think it's the legs down low, but it's almost incidental to me.
There's not a lot there. There is not a lot there.
The crowd loud and a little ornery right now. This one has been One of the great parts of these finals, the two fan bases. Siakam at three. Gilgeous-Alexander comes the other way. Drives inside. Up top to Dort. Through Dort. A contested three. Hartenstein the rebound. Puts it on the floor. Knocked out of his hands by Siakam. And Isaiah Joe gets it. Haliburton the steal. Here comes Haliburton. Siakam. Nesmith. Corner three. Bang!
Their defense fueling their offense. The scramble, the extra effort, getting the ball. Look, the ball barely touches Tyrese's hands, barely touches Pascal Siakam, and then just deep in the corner. That 13, and Reggie loving it.
Four and a half remaining here in the second quarter of Game 6, and the Indiana Pacers on the brink of elimination have a 13-point lead. A terrific performance. Remember, they started off, they trailed by 8 in the first couple of minutes. Weren't hitting any shots. That quickly turned around. Haliburton has played 12 minutes, 7 points, 2 assists, and he's hit a couple of three-pointers.
And a 14-2 run. There is one team playing with the desperation you would expect with their season on the line. You've gotten bits and pieces of the best of the Thunder. There was a brief moment where their defense took its toll, but Indiana right now the aggressor.
Hartenstein. Nesmith on Williams. Now Turner, good help defense. Hartenstein flips it up, and a foul. Pacers not happy. And Isaiah Hartenstein will go to the free throw line. He's only taken 9 free throws here in these finals. Is Rick Carlisle going to challenge? Now, is there somebody on the hip? They call it on Turner.
I don't think that's a foul, Mike.
Oh, Doris, you're right. It doesn't look like there's no contact.
None.
Does he land down? No. Rick Carlisle might win that challenge. They are still reviewing Rick Carlisle's coach's challenge of what was called a foul on Miles Turner. But on the replay, there was nothing up where the shot was taken. But watch down low, watch the left leg of Turner come in and glances the foot. That, to me, that has to be marginal contact. The officials discussing it right now.
And I think they're looking at that forearm. And again, it's light. I think this should go. That little forearm right there to the leg. But that's basketball. I don't think it should be called.
After review, the leg contact between Turner and Hartenstein is considered marginal. Therefore, the ruling on the floor is overturned. It's a successful challenge. Due to the imminent possession going to Indiana, it will be Indiana basketball on the sideline. 24 on the shot clock.
So a smart challenge from Rick Carlisle.
And he's been conservative with those, Mike.
Yes.
And so he really believed he had the case. And always, if it gets you a possession, I think it's worthwhile.
And most coaches, during the regular season, a lot of them taking the challenges early.
Right.
You rarely see even a first half challenge in a lot of playoffs. Haliburton has been active, has looked sharp, hasn't shot particularly well overall, but he did hit 2 of 4 from 3. Nembhard. Back up, Nesmith. Good open look, Nesmith. That one doesn't go. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Dort, Isaiah Joe, Jalen Williams. Williams had a hot start, lines that one up, can't get it to fall. Ball knocked out of bounds. Indiana ball. Thunder shooting now 44% from the field and 1 of 10 from three-point range. Siakam into the heart of the defense, and Nesmith flips it up and in. And a whistle and a foul as well. The lead up to 15.
Smart timely cuts. You know that this team is going to swarm in the paint. They are like sharks in the water when the ball is going to touch the paint. So watch the close. So a smart slot cut allows Nesmith, with defenders' heads turned, to get a nice, easy, soft floater. That's well done.
You see against Siakam's value. Draws the defense, 3 Pacers around him, and finds the open man.
Right, and he's the one player on this team that has a size, physicality advantage in his position across the board.
A 16-point lead, and again, a 24-point turnaround here in the first half. Just under 3.5 remaining in the second. Jalen Williams trying to get untracked. Layup is good. He's got 13. Gilgeous-Alexander has 13, so they have 26 of the 37. Siakam up top. Nembhard hits some threes early, drives, layup, got it, with Holmgren right behind him. SGA baseline.
And you're just trying to stay attached. You want this to be about 10 if you are Oklahoma City.
Halliburton. Caruso chasing him. Halliburton finds a spot, launches, and hits. Long three-pointer from Halliburton. A 17-point lead. Holmgren blocked by Turner.
Their perimeter defense with ball screens going out to challenge has been so much better tonight.
Halliburton harassed by Dort. Dort called for a foul.
You just had a feeling that the Pacers were going to come out and bring it. Could they handle that first punch if you're OKC? But he's feeling so good. And Nembhard has been aggressive early and often, using the rim as protection against his former teammate.
They have 6 different players with 7 or more points. Turner inside, blocked from behind by Caruso. And still Pacer ball. It's the balance they've had all season long. And Siakam is their leading scorer, but he's been either 19th or 20th in the playoffs in terms of leading scores.
You've got 6 different guys with at least 7 points tonight already, Mike.
Siakam, layup is good. He's got 9. A 19-point advantage, under 2 minutes to play in the second. Williams a drive, draws some contact, banks it home. What a tough shot. And Nesmith shaken up. Grabbed his left foot. It appears to be okay.
So, listen, this is a tough shot. I mean, I love their aggression, their physicality. This is just a tremendous offensive player making that play. But to me, their defense on the perimeter has been so much better tonight, and then the quick entry.
Yep.
Level of physicality. The bigs at the point of the screen, so much better.
The bench play, everything down the line. This is the best the Pacers have looked all series.
The most important stat for Indiana is 2 turnovers. That's all they have. We're almost done with the second quarter. Halliburton up top, Nesmith. Halliburton checks the shot clock, drives. There's that floater, left hand. What a beautiful shot. He said he wanted to get back to throwing those floaters up.
Yeah, he's looking over here, talking about left hand. Look at the left.
Holmgren on the drive. Passes up. Williams. Holmgren again, trying to draw some contact, lost the ball. Minute remaining here in a dominant first half for the Pacers. Nesmith, Halliburton. Backs in, falling away. And a rebound to Dort. Jalen Williams, 16 points, throws it away. Halliburton comes up with it. Cross court, Siakam for the slam. It's deafening in here. A 20-point lead. Gilgeous-Alexander. Gets inside. Scoop layup won't go. Fight for the rebound. Turner, Holmgren. Holmgren comes away with it. Holmgren. Jump shot, can't get it. They'll hold it for the final shot. Siakam falling away, puts it in at the buzzer. Facing elimination, the Indiana Pacers with a dominant first half. Outscore them 36-17 here in the second quarter. Great balanced scoring, terrific defense. And doing it on both ends.
And just the steal. Tyrese Halliburton doing it again. Don't call the medic, call the board. Having fun out there, smiling. Look at him, left hand, talking to him. It's a family atmosphere in here, Mike.
We've got the key at halftime coming up. Pacers pushing for Game 7. They're halfway there.
Welcome to the Kia Halftime.
Friends, it's time to check out our halftime highlights brought to you by Kia. The key number I'm looking at, Perk, here is these turnovers. Indiana forcing them, getting out in transition, even with Tyrese Halliburton laboring in this game. They are taking full advantage.
Laboring well. He's got the energy. He's getting up and down the floor. Activity, but they're hanging their hats on the defensive side of things and making OKC play in traffic. They're pulling OKC on OKC tonight.
Look at that stat right there. Not only that, let me tell you what. Jalen Williams and Shade got 31 points.
The rest of the team got 11.
Yeah, 11 amongst all the other players. Their other starters have 8. Their bench, we just saw, has 3. The turnovers, they're 1 of 11. No secret they're down 22. Stephen A., you said they might be able to come back. It's going to be tough.
I didn't say they were going to be able to come back. I said they could, but it ain't going to happen. I picked Indiana to win this game, and I'm standing by it, obviously. They got 8 different players. They got 6 different players that have scored at least 8 points in this first half. Nembhard have combined for 8 for 11 shooting and 18 points in the first half. He's made a couple of threes, and obviously he's been the spark plug that they have needed. We did not expect the injured Tyrese Halliburton to come out looking like this, but he has. Major props to him.
It's a 22-point game, but it feels like no lead is insurmountable in this series. If you're Oklahoma City, Bob, this is a disappointing effort in the first half in a closeout game. What are you looking for to get them going?
They got to take care of the ball, one.
Yeah.
Their energy is bad right now, and that's not. You don't say that too much about this Oklahoma City team. And conversely, this Pacer team, you gotta knock these guys out. You can't expect them to go away. You gotta knock them out if you want to beat them.
Pacers are outscoring them 16-2 on points off turnovers. Here's the bottom line. OKC is playing like they know they got a Game 7. Obviously, Indiana don't have that luxury, and that's what they're playing like. That's the difference.
But OKC always needs to go back to their identity. Defense. They're not swarming like we usually see those guys swarm.
I just wonder if they were a little bit thrown off, not knowing what Tyrese Halliburton was going to bring to the table and who would be the focal point of the offense.
Well, they're thrown off. I don't know why or how, but they're thrown off.
Tyrese Halliburton isn't. Not even a calf injury can keep this man down. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. The NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. Game 6. Tyrese Halliburton, 16 minutes on a strained calf, but boy, did he have help up and down the roster. A spectacular first half of great team basketball from the Pacers, a team facing elimination. This was fun to watch, guys.
How about Tyrese Halliburton? Wasn't sure he was going to play. He said, I'm having none of that. Finding my way to the floor to the tune of 12 points and 4 assists.
And we talked about the backcourt help he had. Nembhard with 10 points in the first half. McConnell with 18. 22 points from that backcourt alone.
And again, everybody getting a piece of the action both scoring and coming up with defensive stops as well. And hi again, everyone, with Richard Jefferson, Doris Burke, Mike Green on hand. They were up 10-2, OKC, to start the game. They got outscored by 30 the rest of the way. How does OKC bounce back now here in the second half?
Well, it's bit by bit, but it is a tall task. They're going to have to shoot some threes. They're going to have to knock down something, and they're going to have to get a tremendous amount of stops consecutively.
Doris, what surprised you about OKC's performance in the first half?
This is only the second time all season where they have not created a steal in a half, where there's a live ball turnover to a bucket. Just absolutely incredible job by Indiana, controlling the basketball and not turning it over. That's the game. They had 23 turnovers in Game 5.
OKC had 15 steals in Game 5. Siakam against Caruso. Caruso starting here in the second half. And Siakam shot in and out. Lou Dort. So Mark Daigneault makes a change. Hartenstein will come off the bench in the second half. Well, these playoffs have had a lot of comebacks, some great comebacks. The Pacers leading the pack in that department. Let's see if OKC can turn the tables. Dangerous pass. Dort fakes a pass. Now puts up a three. That one go. They are now 1 of 12 from three-point range. Gilgeous-Alexander trying to front Siakam. Nembhard goes right at Holmgren. Lost the ball. Last touch though by OKC as we go to Lisa.
Mark Daigneault said that he told his guys in the locker room, look, we've got to be who we are a little bit more, especially on offense. He said he thought Indiana changed the way they guarded them, so it took them a minute to calibrate to that. But he said we have to move earlier. He thought they were a little sticky with the ball on offense. And I asked him how to chip away. He said, again, get to our identity, especially on offense, because we've got to play a lot better offensively.
Turner can't get it to go. Thank you. And Lisa, there's no question about it. Defensively is the shocking part. Williams drives inside, back up top. Dort launches his three-pointer. They just can't buy a three.
Well, and you talk about there's not a person on the court right now for OKC that has hit a three in this game.
Turner comes up short. The Pacers come out a little cold to start. So far, Thunder unable to take advantage. Ball knocked away. Nesmith with the steal. Great double team to force the 13th turnover. Halliburton three-pointer. Caruso down low, kicks it out to Dort. Williams steps back, tries the three-pointer. Nembhard. And you made a point, Richard, when we were talking during halftime. We see a lot of comebacks, but a Thunder team, it's not their biggest weapon. They don't rely on the three. There are some nights where they are hot and knocking them down, but it's not their normal style of play to just three after three.
No. They are a defense-first team, and then they have efficient scores. So if they get ahead with those points off of turnovers, those turnovers, as DB said, that was the first half that they didn't force a turnover that led to a bucket.
Nobody's had a bucket so far. We played 2.5 minutes. Neither team has scored to begin the third quarter. Caruso blocked from behind. Turner and Siakam right there.
They are pressuring the basketball. They're recovering quickly. They're protecting the rim. It feels very much the way an Oklahoma City defense has felt all year.
11 to shoot, Caruso. Good ball denial from Nembhard. Just all over Gilgeous-Alexander, no matter where he goes. Holmgren, line drive, another miss from downtown. Both teams have missed their first 5 shots of the third. Nesmith makes it 6 for Indiana. The Turner keeps it alive. Halliburton poked away by Williams. Holmgren trying to grab it, goes out of bounds. Still Pacer ball, 4.2 to shoot. You've not seen any limp whatsoever from Tyrese Halliburton with that strained calf.
But those 2.5 days that he had of rest, recovery, being at home, having the proper medical facilities, that's very different than being on the road.
Nembhard lines it up. Can't get it to fall. Siakam tips it out. All the hustle plays in favor of Indiana. Nesmith goes at Holmgren, blocks the shot. Fight for the ball. Dort comes away. And a foul called on Nesmith. That's going to be his third.
I wouldn't say this is the prettiest start to a half.
Oh, man.
Well, just in case you wonder, an NBA Finals game has never gone scoreless in the second half.
Wow, I did not know that.
The two teams still looking for their first points. SGA up top, Williams. Dort, high arcing three. Wow, nothing but 0-0 in the third quarter.
Boy, he all finals has been north of 50% from three. That's not even close.
Doris, he came into this game 58% from downtown in the finals. A whistle and a foul. It's going to go against Gilgeous-Alexander, his second. So now we're 3 minutes 40 seconds without a point. Would have been a golden opportunity for OKC to try and creep back in, but they can't get anything to go down.
And they might look back at this stretch as this would have been their opportunity.
Halliburton, Holmgren guarding him. Halliburton ducks under. Give and go. Halliburton, bang shot's good. Somebody gets on the board. And that calls for a timeout. A 24-point lead. Again, just great team basketball.
When you're talking about basketball purists, Indiana plays some of the purest basketball. Ball barely touches hands. Tyrese Halliburton back on the board.
New tonight on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Seth Rogen, Rami Youssef, Bring the Laughs. All new Kimmel tonight on ABC. They shot 3 of 16 in this building in game 4, but they won that game. Right now, they're shooting 1 for 16, and they're down 24. And again, I keep harping on it, but Indiana has just 2 turnovers. Gilgeous-Alexander, difficult shot. Kenrich Williams couldn't get it to fall. Siakam. Ben Shepherd's checked in. Beautiful pass, Turner. They are dismantling OKC. Turner's first bucket. He was 0 for 8. He's had a couple of block shots, bunch of rebounds. And a foul call.
Let's watch Andrew Nembhard with a little no look, looking right between J-Dub and Kenrich Williams.
Nembhard his first foul.
Mark Daigneault likes to say, if they're just teeing up shots from anywhere on the floor, we have had a breakdown. Yes, sir.
Williams, 16 points to lead OKC. Gilgeous-Alexander has 15. His jump shot way off. Shepherd running the floor, layup. Back-to-back easy buckets. Mark Daigneault can't be happy with that. This is a bludgeoning here in game 6. Let's look at some of tonight's key plays with YouTube TV, where you can catch up on game highlights right in the app.
Couldn't be more impressed with the Pacers defense. This is a push-up into pressure. But what do you notice? The pickup points are different. They're not full courting. They're just being better from the three-point line and down, Richard.
No, they're aggressive. And to me, you're starting to see some youth. Remember the game 6 against Denver when you're talking about OKC. Not able to close it out, put themselves in a game situation. But I don't know if you want to be in a game situation against this Indiana Pacer team.
Some of those plays we just saw, that is so out of character for the Thunder. The Thunder have not scored. It's almost 7 minutes of game time. They haven't scored in 5 minutes here in the third. Gilgeous-Alexander, Hartenstein, and the drought ends But the deficit's still 26.
But I love the switch, Richard. For a good portion of this series, it was 94 feet. Neesmith and Nembhard. Now all of a sudden it feels like you're meeting them at the three-point line. You're not exerting that level of energy, and you're just saying, we're going to go man-to-man here and be excellent on the perimeter.
Well, and some of those turnovers for them might be exhaustion, doing too much pressure. Pick your spots a little bit better.
Bad pass by Halliburton. It's only the third turnover. Hartenstein gets fouled. Halliburton wouldn't let him get a shot up as he picks up his first. Isaiah Hartenstein will shoot 2. OKC just 38% from the field, 1 of 16 from 3, and 13 turnovers. Upcoming national TV schedule, ABC Sunday, Game 7. The odds have certainly gone up for that. Tip-off shortly after 8 from Oklahoma City. And then next Wednesday on ABC and ESPN, the 2025 NBA Draft presented by State Farm. First round, second round on ESPN next Thursday. TJ McConnell has become so beloved here and gets a roaring ovation. He was spectacular in the first half. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals in just 11 minutes. Helped turn the entire first half around. Chance of TJ at an NBA Finals game.
Hey, he might run for governor in Indiana if they're able to pull off these next 2.
He had performances like this last year in the playoffs as they went to the conference finals. He's doing it again this year. Finally received that big contract in the offseason.
So they see in a zone here.
McConnell gets inside. Obi Toppin off the bench, knocks another 3. That's his 3rd of the game. He's in double figures. We're midway through the 3rd quarter. Hartenstein. And he's fouled. Hartenstein wanted in the act of shooting.
Again, in that zone, you want to get to the middle. And I like that replacement by Obi Toppin. He sees TJ drives, he replaces behind him. There's no one there to cover him because that middle of the zone is open. Obi Toppin, just good basketball IQ.
You know, throughout the playoffs, there's always uncharacteristic performances. I mean, OKC lost by 42 in the conference finals against Minnesota in Game 3. And just look at those. The numbers are staggering.
Well, and now you get into the conversation. I don't think this game is fully over, but it's not far away. How long does Mark Daigneault keep his guys pushing in this? Yes, it's the NBA Finals, so you're going to give them till early in the 4th, but it's not looking good thus far.
Toppin kicks it out, stolen by Isaiah Joe, but an offensive foul called on Obi Toppin, so we'll go the other way. The Thunder, by the way, they did come back. They were down 29 in the first round against Memphis. Obviously, different scenario, different caliber of team.
But I do believe that was the game that John Morant got hurt.
Yep. As Gilgeous-Alexander draws the foul.
I think they're going to get it on Turner, who's been much better. Like when they're handling ball screens, I feel like he's fought better. I know he's going to pick up the foul here, but how many times prior to tonight have we seen SGA be able to push between those 2 defenders? Yeah, a little bit of frustration, but Turner's been more impactful at the point of attack.
And he does not, and we've seen it a couple of times in these finals doors, he doesn't let an off-night shooting impact his energy at the other end at all. As Gilgeous-Alexander now at 16.
You're 100% right, Mike. Think about his performance late in Game 3. The game-saving blocks after some of the struggles shooting the basketball. All right, I got a question, Rich. If this doesn't change, and it looks like this, and you're Oklahoma City, and I know you're going home, but is this a vulnerability?
Yes, and Game 7, a one-game situation, everyone's vulnerable.
A whistle and a foul. One thing for certain, a game like this, if it continues along this line, the confidence it gives the Pacers to go in there, and they've won some big road games already, including in OKC.
Well, that's the thing, is that they were up 2-1. They won the first game of the series. Now they are tied have a chance to be tied 3-3. They are a very confident team.
Bradley trying to save it. Hartenstein, oh, Bradley pushes him down. Hartenstein trying to take the ball away, so a technical foul on Bradley. Not a smart play. After the whistle, when Bradley went out of bounds, tried to get the ball. He's also grabbing him by his jersey. He could have been called for a foul there.
They could review it.
I thought that was it. Looked like a foul on Hartenstein.
So right now it's a technical foul. And then OKC ball. T.J. McConnell is irate. I wonder if he saw Hartenstein grabbing Bradley's jersey.
Well, that's what forced him to be unbalanced, trying to get the ball.
And he's very physical. His left arm was grabbing the jersey of Bradley. Get a better look at the jersey pull right there.
Yes, there's no question. We'll take a timeout. Crowd not happy, but Indiana still up big. Back here, game 6 in Indianapolis, still a comfortable 22-point lead. OKC trying to put some kind of dent into this, certainly by the end of the third quarter. Still so much time remaining. Gilgeous-Alexander chased by Nesmith. Isaiah Joe knocks down the three. And suddenly just 19, 8 straight points. So easy sometimes to lose your edge, not necessarily in a finals game, but by the way, that's only their second three-pointer, 2 for 17. McConnell, Nembhard goes right at Isaiah Joe, foul, shot won't go. As Joe picks up his first, and Nembhard to the line.
But Mike, they were 3 for 16, 18% in game 4, but their defense looked so much different. And then they were aggressive late and were able to get some key buckets. Tonight they are 2 for 17, 11%, and their defense is struggling. That is a difficult combo.
Nembhard hits the first. Nembhard 11 points. Last year in the Eastern Conference Finals, Tyrese Halliburton hurt his hamstring in game 2. He did not play in games 3 and 4, so Nembhard took over the point guarding duties in games 3 and 4. Scored 32 points in game 3 with 9 assists. Scored 24 with 10 assists. Was spectacular. We were wondering how many points or how many minutes Halliburton would play. Nembhard would have to play a huge role. Everybody's played a huge role. Williams, the SGA. Gets to his spot, jump shot, count it, and a foul. So slowly chipping away. Chance to cut it to 18 at the line with 4.5 left here in the third.
Yep, he's working for absolutely everything, and Nembhard doing the job on both ends, just trying to stay in front. Steps into him as the shooter. A little bit of frustration, but I think it's the right call.
2 fouls, Nembhard. 21 points for Gilgeous-Alexander. So they've cut off 10 points off a 28-point deficit. McConnell up top, Nembhard. Hartenstein guarding him. Nembhard launches his three-pointer. It's good. Drew Nembhard, his third three-pointer, now has 15. Hartenstein lost it. Picked up by Toppin. Pacers push. McConnell swings it. McConnell and Toppin have a nice rhythm together. You just say that, almost a turnover. Quick jump ball call.
And Nembhard, he's just so under control, picks his spots. You know, sometimes you feel like he could be more aggressive, but I think him having a different pickup point has given him more juice on the offensive end. He was burning himself out. And while it was affecting Shea late in game, Shea's numbers were still fairly consistent. So, hey, why not pick that pressure up at half court to give yourself a little bit more offensive firepower?
He flat told us that there were times he felt it in his legs on the offensive end, what was being expended on the defensive end.
Remember the series before, he was guarding Jalen Brunson most of the time. Now he's guarding SGA. Talk about great high usage players. All knocked off the head of Obi Toppin.
But that for Nembhard, you're going Jalen Brunson, SGA. My first finals, we went against Shaq and Kobe. Then Tim Duncan and David Robinson. Then the Golden State Warriors the year after they added Kevin Durant. If you're trying to win a championship, you are going to face monsters everywhere you go.
That's one nightmare matchup after another as Toppin comes up with it. Turnover. McConnell gets in the paint, can't get it to fall. Another reason that Pacers want to keep the lead big, so maybe they don't have to play Halliburton anymore, as Gilgeous-Alexander has it poked away. Excellent defense inside.
Numbers.
Nembhard goes right at Jalen Williams, and a foul. Second on Williams.
Let's watch Pascal Siakam just trying to deal with the MVP, just side by side, making it as difficult as possible. His reach, that wingspan is unbelievable.
Nembhard, 15 points. 1 of 4 in double figures. Also got 3 steals. See tomorrow stars like Dylan Harper and Cooper Flagg take the court for the first time. The NBA 2K26 Summer League. NBA Summer League, July 10 through 20 on ESPN and NBA TV.
Go get your 2K26, DB. Go get it.
I get those free, RJ.
Williams drives off the glass, in and out. Wallace knocked it out of the hands of Siakam. He thought Siakam touched it last. And as we hit about 3 minutes remaining, Ben Shepherd's going to check in. Mark Daigneault checking to see if he should challenge it. Any possession is vital right now for the Thunder to get back in the game. McConnell picked up by Wiggins. Drives baseline, kicks it out in the corner. A wide open Shepherd. And Wallace the rebound. Caruso. Jalen Williams pulls up, foul line jumper. Williams 6 of 13 from the field. Under 2.5 remaining. Lead still over 20. A 23-point advantage. Siakam with Holmgren on him. Pulls up. Can't get it. Wiggins nearly lost it off the dribble. Shepherd, a good defender, forces the turnover. Ball knocked loose. McConnell, Nesmith. Nesmith the top and tough catch. And foul as he tried a highlight play. Free throws for Obi Toppin.
But again, this is coming off the turnover by Wiggins. And it's smart to get him early. Because if Obi Toppin catches full flight, there's not a lot of players in history that can stop him.
Obi Toppin, like so many in both these rosters, his first finals, averaging 11.5 points per game. He's had some big games, hit some big threes. Of course, a former lottery pick. The Knicks selected him, but he never got in the rotation fully because he played the same position as Julius Randle. And the Knicks traded him here for 2 second-round picks. And he has been just a perfect fit off the bench.
He's talked at length about Rick Carlisle and the belief Rick gave him in himself. Knew that Obi's skill set as a vertical threat in transition and a three-point shooter would be just so wonderful a fit with this system.
Lou Dort Kicks it out in the corner. Caruso tries a three. They're now 2 for 18 from long distance. Minute and a half remaining here in the third. Thunder went on a mini run, cut it to 18 after trailing by 28, and it's right back up with 24-point advantage. McConnell drives inside. Nembhard thought about it. Shot clock at 4. He's going to have to put one up. Nope. Gets it to Siakam. His three. Got it. 9 straight points. Has the lead right back up to 27. Pascal Siakam with another terrific playoff performance. 16 points, 10 boards. Jalen Williams to Dort. And Dort gets one to go. A rare three-pointer goes down for Oklahoma City. That's his first field goal. McConnell's played 17 minutes already. He's got 8 rebounds to go with his 8 points, 4 assists. Top on the fake, top on the three, puts it in. Exclamation points from Obi Toppin here in the third. 15 points in 15 minutes. Wiggins tries to answer. They'll hold it for the final shot. No fouls to give for the Thunder. McConnell whips it out. Toppin tries again. Got it, Nembhard. Shepherd just gets it off. It's good! It's good at the buzzer! A 30-point lead, facing elimination. Everything. They're 1 quarter away from a Game 7. This presentation of the NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations. As we start the fourth quarter, we're in Game 6 of the Finals. Most of the starters on the bench. In fact, all of the starters on the bench. With a 30-point deficit, and Indiana in complete control. Jason Wallace throws it up and in.
Is it too early for time of death?
Yes.
Okay. Fourth quarter.
It's actually not too early.
It's not too early. Thank you.
The thing is if you've watched these, as McConnell does it again, double figures. You've watched the Pacers second half of the season, and especially in the playoffs. This is not shocking. This team bouncing back in such a dominant way. What's shocking is how poorly the Thunder have played.
That has been, again, this is their first opportunity to be in these moments. A closeout game on the road to win an NBA championship. They talked about human distractions, whether it's can they lock in and focus. They know that they have Game 7, but could they manufacture the energy that this was a must-win situation, and they couldn't manufacture it.
T.J. McConnell was attacking from the outset, and his performance gives this group incredible pace and energy. Do they play differently with him? Yes. His usage is actually higher than Tyrese Halliburton's because they play through him. And this is why Mark Daigneault, at every single opportunity he can, reminds us that this is still the second youngest team to ever make it to an NBA Finals, and that every single game is a learning experience.
And we've seen that pop up here and there during the playoffs. Like I said, that Minnesota game, they lost by 42. A couple of the Denver games early. One of the earlier games here when they blew a lead.
Well, they better grow up quick, because with this, and then they have obviously Game 7. You know, if this score stays the same.
A foul. We'll see some free throws before the act of shooting.
The Trailblazers with the great Bill Walton. God rest your soul, Bill. If this is the comparison, just incredible, Mike, that they're this young and here in this environment.
you know, the start of the season was, okay, this is a great team. They have a chance, but are they ready yet? Last year, losing in the second round, but they've bounced back as well. I mean, we've got, again, wait until we get to game 7. But the response from this Indiana Pacer team, losing 2 in a row for the first time, falling behind in a series for the first time, and seeing their season possibly coming to an end. You can't ask for more dominant performance against a great team. Wiggins misses. Shepard the rebound.
So, Richard, you always talk about young guys. You can cut them open and that wound will heal and they'll get up and play. Right now, Halliburton's played 23 minutes. Like, how significant a moment is that for him in terms of trying to get back and recover again for a 7?
It is huge. He basically, if you're the Pacers, he's not playing the rest of this game. And if you can hold on, he basically played a half a game, got a win. And you trust T.J. McConnell and Nembhard to bring him home as Williams knocks down a 3 and Rick wants to talk about it.
He doesn't want any of this dominant feeling to go away.
The NBA Finals are presented by YouTube TV. There's no TV like YouTube TV.
Tyrese Halliburton, he has been the conversation all series, but especially since last game. Concerns about his calf. But boy, he is playing with pop. Knocks down his first shot for the left side of the floor. Gives you the lefty floater. Just here, stealing the ball, and then watch the no-look in the finish. Goodness gracious. But this is Pop. He is moving the ball. He feels good. As far as I'm concerned, he looks 100% healthy. And the way he was loose all game, he was joking with us in warm-ups, saying I looked like I was going to the prom in my coat. He was having fun. He's been having fun all night, Mike.
And you see him there with Lloyd Pierce, former head coach in the NBA, one of the assistants for Rick Carlisle. Shepard. Halliburton is certainly done for the night. And a Siakam jump shot comes up short. The other Jalen Williams. You would expect the starters again for OKC done for the night. Jalen Williams, little fake, drives inside, scoop layup, can't get it to go. A whistle and a foul. The crowd up 28 wants him to challenge the call.
I think
he's still moving when Williams gets up in the air.
Yep.
So Williams will shoot 2. Well, the NBA draft less than a week away from Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The 2-night affair kicks off. First round Wednesday on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN Deportes. The second round the next night on ESPN. Begins at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on both nights. And again, in terms of Halliburton, Game 7 not until Sunday, so that extra day off in between. And McConnell just adding to his magnificent finals performances. Isaiah Joe can't connect. And we told the story earlier about McConnell, the son of a coach. His dad was his high school coach in Pittsburgh and pushed him hard, made it difficult at times. And he knows the reason these things are happening is because what happened back in those days. As Wiggins draws the foul. And there's the dad. I love what he said. His dad was so hard on him when he played for him in high school. As soon as he went to college and he started at Duquesne, he flipped the coach switch off and he became his dad again, and everything was encouraging.
Well, he said he was surprised. He was surprised that, you know, he would call his father thinking that he was going to be a coach, and he was dad. And right now, T.J. McConnell has 12 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists in the NBA Finals.
Duquesne the first 2 years. I can't remember, where did he go the next 2 years?
God, I love a good lob, Mike. I love a good lob. bear down University of Arizona. But again, Rick knows how to use. Jason Terry helped lead him to his first championship, so I'm not surprised that he knows how to use another Arizona point guard.
If you say bear down again, we're shutting off your mic.
Okay, I'll say. Okay.
Shepherd fires away and knocks that down. Boy, everybody just contributing to this dominant performance. And we still have 8.5 remaining. Daniel Williams tries and gets a three-pointer. Williams, who is, talk about beloved on a team. The role player gets in and out of the rotation at times. He's one of the leaders on the team. Backdoor, Siakam lost it. Wiggins deflected by T.J. McConnell, forcing yet another turnover. Siakam, Mathurin. They just keep pouring it on. This is just a dance party. Dance party here in the crowd as Williams has it.
Just continuing the prom theme. I just want to know what Richard's going to do to top the blue suede blazer in 7.
That's right.
We only rock out the crushed velvet in closeout games, so we're going to have another one for Game 7.
You know, talking to Rick Carlisle before the game as Isaiah Joe inside, whistle and a foul. Carlisle seemed pretty calm, and part of it is the belief this team has in each other. Now, again, this is one of his great coaching seasons. This is his 23rd year as a head coach in the NBA. And the comments, and you brought about what Obi Toppin said about him, Doris, earlier. This is what Neesmith says. His care factor is through the roof. T.J. McConnell, he has great individual communication. Halliburton, I'm not where I am today without his belief in me. He's the oldest oldest head coach in NBA Finals history, which is surprising. He's only 65. Greg Popovich was about a little less than 100 years younger back in 2014. 100 days, not 100 years.
I'm like 100 years. God, oh, gracious. How old am I if that was my coach?
So you think about that, and he's still, you know, an elite coach. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame as a coach one day, has the title. Of course, he also played back in the '86 finals with the Celtics. Played a total of 8 minutes. He was 26 years old back then as a champion with Boston.
But he's also one of the rare head coaches that have won a championship and then also coached.
Williams misses. Mathurin. Some highlight plays here, and they're going to make sure Toppin doesn't have one of those celebratory highlight slams. So Jones fouls him.
What did he tell us the other day? That I'm always working on being a better communicator. You talk to some of the staff and they'll say he has absolutely changed over the years.
He's had a lot of time here in Indiana. This is his 4th year as the head coach. This time he was an assistant under Larry Bird, assistant of the team that made the finals back in 2000. He was the head coach as well from 03 to 06, and they were a good team. That was most of the time of the brawl at the Palace. They were on the verge of being one of a top team. That changed everything. He has done a magnificent job with this team. He's so well together. Jones. Sneaks inside, lost the ball out of bounds. Some contact there, but still Pacer ball. A.J. Mitchell also out there right now for OKC. And the longest tenured Pacer is going to get a chance to play Game 7 of the NBA Finals as Miles Turner sits down, gets an ovation. Strong defense, didn't shoot it well, but did his usual defensive work.
If you're Oklahoma City, you had an opportunity in Game 6 against Denver. You lose that game and you go home and you win a Game 7. You show up in spectacular fashion. So if that's something that you can lean on as a young group. We did have an unfortunate performance already in a Game 6. We won a Game 7 at home. I would lean on that heavily if you're OKC, and their fans, boy, they're going to be ready.
Jones banks it home. As we're just past the midway point here in the fourth, and who would have thought that the entire fourth quarter would be just blowout material. Bryant, three-pointer. What's remarkable about both these teams, the turnarounds in such a short time. 3 years ago, the Pacers won 25 games. 3 years ago, the Thunder won 24 games. Now they're in the finals, and we'll have a game 7. Well, the Pacers fell behind 10-2, but since that mark, complete destruction to keep their season alive here in game 6, and will force the game 7. Still have 5:44 remaining.
This environment last couple of games has not been a friendly confine for Mr. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Better keeping him from splitting those double teams out front. Not lacking for pressure all night. Not lacking for company. If he got his shoulders by, that second defender swarmed in help. Pickup points a little bit lower. Double team, and he casually makes a left-handed pass. It's been a long night for his team and himself.
I think when Mark Daigneault goes to the post-game press conference and talks about what he's most disappointed in, there's no question he's going to point to the defense.
Oh, 100%. You could see it early on. Their defense always has a certain level to it, and it was not there from the start of the game. Reactionary, a step behind, not instinctive.
Oh, Williams knocking that down. It's his second three-pointer. With some young guys getting a chance to get a little action. A little blowout action here, but they get on the court in the NBA Finals, like A.J. Mitchell. Murphy, who's been in a bunch of games. Mathurin lines up his three. That won't go. Jones on the drive, gets in and banks it home. Nice move there from Dylan Jones, the rookie from Weber State. Murphy to Toppin. Jones staying in front of him. Toppin wants to get a shot off and does. Obi Toppin, 18 points, 5 rebounds. Toppin and McConnell have been excellent here in the finals. Shepard can't get it, but gets his own rebound. Toppin again. A 20-point game.
Tyrese loving it. You know, love the joy that he plays with. That's not something you see from Toppin a lot, the off-the-bounce game.
Nah, he's in his bag right now. He's having fun. Their bench is having fun, but this is the moment. You do all of that work. A lot of times starters do the work to give other people opportunity to go in there and have their moment.
So as we look to game 7, and again, the NBA Finals, the history of the finals, littered with games where one of the teams gets absolutely crushed, gets blown out, and still wins the championship. This is going back for decades. It's happened. For OKC, again, they've lost already one game in 42. This is a team that has bounced back every time. So there really shouldn't be much of an effect.
It shouldn't be an effect, but you're also now going to play against a team that has supreme confidence going into your building. This was not a 2-point game where you felt you left it go, you let it get away. This is a team that's going in there, Indiana, expecting to win and has already won a game in your building.
And you have got to find a way to slow down T.J. McConnell. Like, I'm not sure we would have come into the series saying that about that young man, but he has been so dynamic off the bench.
And Doris, Mark Daigneault was raving about McConnell before the game. Well, coming up after the game concludes, flip over to ESPN Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt. He'll be live from here in Gainbridge Fieldhouse with full post-game coverage and analysis. And the cheer, part of it is for Toppin going to the bench. He was terrific, 20 points in 22 minutes, but part of it is James Johnson, the veteran, who you talk to everybody in the organization and they talk about his impact. He does not play much anymore, but his impact is enormous. 38-year-old veteran in his 16th year. The Pacers are his 10th team. He's been with the Pacers now for several years. As Joe lost it out of bounds. A number of Pacers have told us over the past couple of weeks, we're not here without him. And Rick Carlisle, in talking about James Johnson, said he's second to none as a locker room leader. He's up there with ML Carr. And wow. The way people think about ML Carr in Boston. They say that James Johnson, when he talks to his teammates, he tells them the truth. And sometimes it's the ugly truth.
Well, you're going to take the truth from that man.
It's only the second game he's played in the finals. It's only the 5th game he's played in the playoffs, and he only played 12 in the regular season. So he rarely plays, but it shows you why he's still on the roster.
But having veterans like that around this league are so important. You think about Conley. You think about guys like Udonis Haslem and what he did in Miami. There are so many great teams that have an elite veteran presence. They might not play every game. They might not play every night, but their value in the locker room, you cannot count it.
James Johnson in his career has 217 teammates. Nobody really is left despite the outcome being decided a while ago. They are just celebrating. Obviously, this is the final time they'll see their team in person. And what a performance in the final home game of the season here in Game 6 of the finals. By the way, we were talking about those blowouts in the finals, 2016.
Oh, yeah, I remember. There wasn't a close one.
Yep, you lost by 33 in Game 2.
Thank you for bringing up bad memories, Mike.
Well, that should not be a bad memory, that series.
No, but the anxiety and stress of each one of those games was. That's why I tried to retire after.
You had 2 points and 9 rebounds, and you were exhausted when the game was over.
I'm still tired, Mike.
Johnson misses that as we approach a minute remaining. Just an incredible dominant performance from the Indiana Pacers. OKC will fly home tonight and get ready for the home game on Sunday night in another arena that the atmosphere has just been electric, just like this building has been. The Pacer players have talked about the impact their fans have had on them. They just love their basketball as Thomas Bryant knocks down a 3.
I think you're going to get offsetting technicals here.
Double technicals. So it's Johnson and Jones. Let's listen to a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander mic'd up right now.
Yep, one game for all the marbles. One game for all the marbles.
Well, that's their number after a loss, and that includes a Game 7 in the second round against Denver. They had a tough loss, facing elimination in the second round. Talked about that much. That was a lot of pressure against the Nuggets team that obviously had championship material on their squad. And they beat the Nuggets to advance to the conference final. So this will be their second Game 7 of these 2025 playoffs. This crowd is just delirious. We talked about it earlier. Such a great basketball town. All the ABA championships. They've been waiting a long time for an NBA championship. And their team will play for one on Sunday night. We'll have a watch party here.
The whole state of Indiana is going to have a watch party. I promise you that. But just taking care of the ball, only 10 turnovers. That is huge. And mama, there goes that man, Mark Jackson.
Rick Smits, the dunking Dutchman from Eindhoven, Holland. Lance Stevenson. So many Pacers have returned during the course of these playoffs. Meta World Peace. They're all over the place. Saw Derek McKee earlier. Dale Davis. And of course, Reggie Miller. James Johnson, who we just waxed poetic about his impact, has been ejected.
Markto in the finals. Go ahead.
These finals have been so riveting and compelling, so unpredictable. I think we've also had the most tornado warnings in NBA Finals history between these two cities. NBA Family commemorates Juneteenth by honoring the history and heritage of the black community. Today and every day, we honor the values of freedom, family, and tradition. Well, it sounds like a cliche, and it is to some extent, but I always said the best 2 words in sports, Game 7, and that's what we'll have on Sunday night in OKC.
These have been the 2 best teams from January 1st forward to this point. And it's interesting, 2 very well constructed rosters, 2 teams and organizations that clearly believe in depth.
Mike, I want to correct you. It is not a cliche. It is not a cliche.
Well, it's the truth.
It is the truth. The best words in all of sports are Game 7.
These fans are going to enjoy every second of their final in-person sighting of this wonderful Pacer team. A team again that started the season 10-15. An explosive finish to the regular season. Some enormous comebacks in the playoffs. Every time you thought it might be near the end, they get up and fight again. And the Thunder will just dribble it out. The magic carpet ride for the Pacers is not over. They'll play for an NBA title on Sunday night in Game 7. And it will be Oklahoma City's turn to respond. Really only fit indoors every other Game 7 in this series.
No doubt about it, Mike. 2 high-character teams, 2 teams who have consistently played tough, physical, incredibly hard-playing basketball.
Let's go to Lisa.
Tyrese, you guys were facing elimination and respond with a beatdown. Just what does that say about this team?
Yeah, we just wanted to protect home court. You know, we didn't want to see these guys celebrate a championship on our home floor, backs against the wall, and we just responded. So many different guys chip in. Total team effort. Really proud of this group.
Coming into the game, there were so many questions about your health and that calf strain. Just how were you able to just battle through it tonight?
It's the finals. It's the finals. Like, you know, all of us got to give everything we have. You know, I give everything I have for this group in this locker room. So just trying to come out here and play the best of my ability. My guys have had my back all year, and especially tonight, and that means the world to me.
You look like yourself. Just how does the leg feel?
It's okay. It's okay. Got a couple days now to take care of it, get it right, and be ready. You know, we got 1 game. You know, all cards on the table. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Describe the impact that T.J. McConnell had on this game.
Yeah, he's unbelievable, man. He's unbelievable. I don't even have the words. He's a great white hope. You know, that's what we call him. But he's just amazing. Continues to get downhill, put pressure on the defense, and man, he's unbelievable.
Game 7. How do you now go on the road where OKC has been so strong, especially coming off of the loss? Yeah. How do you go there on the road and get Indy its first NBA championship?
Yeah, it's about the margins. Like, it's about taking care of the ball and rebounding. Those are the most important things. You know, you got to control the controllables and let the cards fall where they may. You know, it's a 1-game series now, and man, we believe. You know, we got a lot of faith in this group. So take care of our bodies, get ready, and Game 7 NBA Finals, what more can you ask for?
Nothing else. We'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Mike.
All right, Lisa. Well, that great white hope and the Pacers have given the fans hope for a possible NBA championship. It'll be the 20th Game 7 in NBA Finals history. 4 times the road team has won in the first 19 games, including the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers. That was the last one. All comes down to one game. That's Sunday night. We'll have it for you on ABC from Oklahoma City. Tip off shortly after 8 Eastern on ABC, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. And our coverage will tip off NBA Countdown at 7:30. Special thanks to our fantastic ABC crew, led by producer Tim Corrigan, director Mike Schwab. Of course, for Doris, Richard, and Lisa, Mike Breen saying, join us Sunday night for the deciding Game 7 and an NBA championship. Coming up next on most of these ABC news over on ESPN Sports Center, Scott Van Pelt, full post-game coverage. ABC.
Прислушайся к земле в родных полях. Тебя веет чуждыми странами, но вместе родственный обнимет некий страх. Ты ощутишь шаги, следящие за нами. О, друг мой, не беги родной своей земли. Смотри, ждут таинственные пришлицы. И каждый час могу светящую вдали, но близкую всегда принять в мои темницы.
Чувствую тебя, когда проходят мимо. Все в облике одном. Предчувствую тебя. Весь горизонт в огне, и ясен нестерпимо. И молча жду, тоскуя, не любя. Весь горизонт в огне, и близко появление. Но страшно мне, изменишь облик ты, и дерзкое возбудишь подозрения, сменив в конце привычные черты. О, как паду, и горестно, и низко, не одолев смертельные мечты, как ясен горизонт. И лучезарность близко, но страшно мне.
Oh, heaven knows, men know that I love you so much, Jamila. Ooh, yes I do. You left my world and left me so cold. Now I'm wondering how I'm gonna get you back. Hey, nasa napata mikirai, Jamila kiyape mun. Na dawo gida ban ga Jamila ba, na dawo gida ban ji muryanta ba. Hey, wayo, a neman mun Jamila. Jamila, don Allah gida gida, babu abin da zai raba mu har abada. Jamila, zuciya na ɓaciwa. Gida gida, gida gida, gida gida. Ooh, no matter what people do or say, this love will never die. If I knew I never hurt you so bad, drinking so much, too much women.